way we handle family business. This all has to be handled correctly.
Welcome to the Holy Shit Podcast. It's your boy ABE from DET.
It's your boy Ron T, the icon.
My name is Chuck Jordan.
What up, though? You know who it is. It's your boy King Coach, man. What's good?
What up, though, everybody? How everybody feeling today? Everybody good?
I'm good.
Amazing.
Good.
Amazing,
Good,
man.
everybody good. Lately, we've been getting a lot of traction here with our outside topics outside of professional wrestling, so we thought we'd dive into a few today.
It's May.
It is May.
Mental Health Month.
Shout out Mental Health Month. So we're going to dive into a few topics. Not so much mental health, just we're trying to expand our horizon here on the Holy Shit Podcast. So wrestling fans, stay tuned. We're going to get there.
Don't go nowhere.
Don't
Sit
go
down.
nowhere.
You
Sit
stay
down.
right there.
Stay.
Strap in. Let's
nah.
go on this journey here. Coach, start us off with the first topic of the day.
All right, first topic, man. First topic. We already know that in relationships, I feel like women are probably a little more advanced than men, mental-wise.
Sometimes.
Right?
Sometimes.
For the most part. Unless you got you a younger woman and you're older, then you might balance out somewhat, But the question that I have is this. Why is it that women don't have a problem conveying their dislike in a relationship, no matter what state the relationship is in? Let's say the relationship is amazing, right? No problems, everything is good. For men,
Feel a problem.
if we have a problem during that time, we don't want to disturb the peace. So we'll kind of suck it up and just deal with it and not say nothing. And then things will get worse, but you just don't want things to get worse in a relationship. First, let me ask, do y'all experience that same type of situation? Or have you in the past, if not currently?
I definitely think. I think that's more of a man thing. It's just like, all right, let's not rock the boat.
Yeah.
So we just kind of go with a lot of stuff sometimes. But it is better to say what we have an issue with, because if you hold it in and wait, it'll be something really, really little, and you got all that stuff that stacked up, and then you'll blow up over something real small, and she's looking at you like, what the heck is wrong with you? He's blowing up over something little.
I just matched up the wrong
Yeah,
socks.
exactly.
Damn.
But yeah, so I think that's something that we got to work on as men is just being honest from the beginning. If we have an issue with something, bring it up in the moment. Don't hold on to it, because it always comes out eventually.
So let me get your question straight. You saying, have we ever experienced
Have you ever experienced a situation where
women don't want to say her mind, or she do?
No, not the woman, the man part.
Oh, the man don't.
Yeah,
wanna...
so speaking for yourself, where you may have had issues, but the relationship was good, and you was like, if I say something, man, this is just going to mess everything up. I'm not even finna say nothing.
Yeah, definitely go through that, especially if you want to last, because they not going to bend. And forewarning, Coach's wife is right behind him while we're talking here about this.
So if y'all see me do this right here,
See him get
like,
hit or
threw
something.
at me,
He brought this shit on himself here, all right? But, yeah, I agree with you 100%, man. Sometimes you got to just be like, I think we built for this type of stuff where females or women, I don't think they are, man. I think
Not at all.
they lead with emotion a lot. That's why we don't have a female president to this day. I don't think it's dangerous. I think it is dangerous.
Yeah.
Men, we could take a lot, and we could not
Compartmentalize.
Great word.
Yeah,
great
I
word.
think I guess touching on the other one is that I think the perception of women are going to act on emotions first, because the majority of the time, certain situations they do. But I think the perception of, we can't have a woman in charge because, she's going to do this or she's going to do that, is not necessarily always true. But, yeah, I think
90-something around percentage it is, I'll give them 10. But
I will say that if you think about it, they do have a better perception of life when it comes to those type of situations. Because if you think about it, like right now, saying something when things are great is actually a better time to say something. Because everything is great. If you wait until we arguing and I throw it out there, I might not even hear what you're saying. I'm already mad at you. We're arguing now. Isn't that, you know what I'm saying? So like everything just starts to fall on deaf ears. So to actually find a solution, their way might be better in that percent,
Yeah.
Right. I see what you mean. Are you saying like we don't lead with emotion, So some topics need emotion, need some type of care that we may not deliver.
We might
Yeah.
overthink.
Yeah,
We
okay.
overthink it too much. Like, well, I don't want to say nothing because it's good. But he was saying is that if we say something while it's good, she's more likely to receive it. And then when it's bad, and you're like, you so what? I'm tired of this, and I'm tired of that, and this, that, and that, and you got like a whole
Yeah.
list of stuff.
Let's say it's like something like cooking, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you wait till an argument starts to say something about her cooking, she gonna think it's like tit for tat type.
Yeah.
Like, now
Yeah,
you're
I see
just
what
trying to
you're
hit me
saying.
on
Yeah,
the belt type situation.
Right.
But if you say it in the moment, and it took me some years to learn this. You know what I'm saying? I
Mm-hmm.
would just sit back. I'm telling you, I write notes when me and my
Right.
wife did the cooking, and I'm just looking like, you really said this to me right now. I guess, all right, cool. You know?
Right.
So, yeah.
I think it's also a disconnect from how we communicate and how they communicate. Like I know, for example, my cousin was like, "Yeah, I'm getting married." I'm like, "All right, cool." And I was telling my mom, like, "Yeah, cuz finally gonna get married." She's like, "All right, well, when?" I don't know.
Yeah, right.
How do you propose? I don't know.
We didn't ask all those other questions.
Yeah,
We
no
just-
You ain't
follow-up.
ask him nothing?
No follow-up. You just
No,
said, okay.
I just know he said I'm getting married. I was like, happy for you. He was, I'm gonna let you know I'm getting married. Bet.
He didn't want to be a groomsman. So he didn't want to ask you a question. Now you follow up. Now,
He's like, oh, he asking all these questions. He want to be a groomsman. Yeah, let me.
But, I mean, even with our conversations in our group, we'll be like this, cool. And then you'll hear Minx with all these rambling on follow up, and we like, and all of us are literally like, got it. Like we're done. Like our communication is we're done.
Do you guys need me to turn the such and such on and do that? Yeah, that's fine. All right, well, what are we
should
doing?
Should I
Yeah.
do this? What about this? Why is you guys answering this? Do I sound like this? I'm like, fam. 3:00. Just be ready. That's it. Like
So relationship or not, maybe just all females are a little like that. You know what I mean? In every situation.
I think every relationship, even just friends, it's a relationship. It's you may not be in a intimate relationship, but it's you still have these type of relationships where there's a disconnect between men and women. It's just always
Just how
been.
they operate and how we operate.
Just like the saying used to go. I remember my uncle taught it to me, and then, like people were talking about it recently. It's men will forsake their happiness for their family, or women will forsake their family for their happiness.
I saw that. I know what you mean. I see what you. Not all of them. There are some unicorns out there.
I'm not saying all.
Wait, say
but
that. Say that saying again, real quick, because I'm putting it in my head as you say it. I just want to.
Men will forsake their happiness
I think it's that for a relationship, but
for their family. No, it's for the family.
for the family, that's what it was.
Where a
Okay.
woman will forsake her family for her happiness.
I don't know if I agree with
I
that.
thought it was.
And it's
for,
not
I thought it
all.
was like a. I thought it was for like a relationship.
And it's not all, but it's like even like I'm not gonna use no names, but a buddy of mine, his mom was like, I'm tired of y'all. I'm y'all going to go live with y'all daddy. I need to live my best life,
Oh yeah.
and just left him and his brothers, left his dad, and it wasn't like their dad lived separate. Their dad was in the house with them. They were married, but she was tired of living that life,
And
and
she
she
just
walked.
dipped out.
Where the dad was like, when he finally went to ask his dad, he was like, "Yo, Dad, how'd you deal with that?" He was like, "I was never happy," but he was like, "Y'all came first to me."
Right.
Maybe I guess I can kind of see it a little bit.
I think you judging that category of women like whoever.
I'm not saying all.
Yeah. It's just
Yeah.
some who like, oh, they see a ball player. Hey, come hang with me. She leave her family or something at a Drake concert.
She said, "I'm trying to come up.
Oh, you talking
trying to get
thoughts.
this
That's a small
bag."
group. That is a group of women. though.
Or
They exist.
Me and my wife was watching this show called Reasonable Doubt, and it was like the second season or something like that.
Oh yeah, that's a good show.
Yeah, and then the lady was like under fire. She got like bailed out of jail, and then she left her kids with her friend and just left a note and took the money and dipped out. So she's on the run right now. We ain't seen the next episode. All I know is she on the run right now. But she left her kids with her friends. It was like, I'm out. I'm free out this piece. So
I mean, look at Boys in the Hood. Mama sent them off, got her together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Then
guess.
she didn't look like she was really pressed when Trey was like, "I don't want to come back." She was just like, "I mean, life is better here if you want to."
Oh, okay.
Like I'm better now if you want to come. He's like, "No, I'm good." She's like, all right, well, you go with your daddy. Like,
Right. I see what you mean. I definitely see what you mean. Definitely. That's all.
I could think of a couple situations where that fit now. You know, my old bird was like that in the beginning for a little bit, with the boys, I would say.
Did you have a second part question to your topic, or you said?
No,
No,
that
you
was pretty
okay?
much
All right,
it.
all right. I thought he said first part. Then I was like, "Where's the second?"
No, did I say first part?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
did.
but it's
I
cool.
think you
Keep
did, but
going.
it's cool.
The second
Yeah.
part is this.
He said, second part is my wife is the best wife
Hey,
of
all
all
right,
time.
About it.
No arguments.
No argument.
Hey, no lies detected. You know?
Oh man. Yeah, I guess I'll get into my topic. Next up, damn, how do I even bring this up? I'm not gonna say, the person's name, but we got a fan who
Chuck
reached
Jordan.
out to us and said, they appreciated the mental health stuff we've been talking about. And he was like, man, I'd love to come on and talk about my crack addiction. And I just was like, whoa, hey, that's not this type of show. You know what I mean? You got me
That
a
is
little.
not Chuck Jordan.
I was a little judgmental, I'm not gonna lie, because I don't hang around with crackheads. I don't even know if that's the proper term. Is that like
either.
Is that
I'm not
like
saying.
calling them?
I'm pretty sure it's not.
You
It's
think
not.
saying
but
crackheads like nigga?
Yeah, I feel like it's like saying gay
Only
or
they can
nigga
say it.
or like.
Yeah.
Is it that?
Only,
You gotta-
only they can say it.
Yeah, so you
Right.
have
We're
to
not
have
allowed to
done
say
crack
it.
to be able to call a crackhead
Exactly.
a crackhead.
Okay,
So
the person on crack,
The-
I don't hang
the
around
crack
like-
abuser.
Yeah, I don't really hang around, so I can't really speak on
addict,
that.
yes, there we go.
But I think we all have addictions, and it got me thinking about that. And it may be an addiction that you don't even know is an addiction. You know what I mean? Like I'll tap into it a little bit from where I come from. Like I said, no crack over here, no crack. But I've been known to partake in some cannabis throughout my entire life, pretty much.
It was Regos though, so it didn't matter.
Hey, some days it was. Some days we needed the Regos. That's all we could afford. Some days, we
The
off the
Reggies.
run, whatever. But it was definitely an addiction for a long time, and I just thought it was a lifestyle because if you part of that, that culture, people around you make it feel like, yeah, this is part of life. It's like you get into a higher place, but scientifically, now that I got some health issues and I look into everything as far as health-wise, it does destroy brain cells. It sets you back a little bit. It messes with your testosterone. This is all scientific proof that is proven now. So, with that being said, I was talking to Chuck, and I've been not smoking for a while, and we went to, what pay-per-view was that? I don't know, but it was 420, goddammit.
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania? Was it WrestleMania?
It was the weekend.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Okay, it was
yeah.
420. We got done. We get in the parking lot. And like I said, I've been off it for about 3, 4, maybe 5 months. Doing good. He says,
Now this was Chuck Jordan's fault.
and Chuck just carries it all the time. He got a big dumbass bag,
bag.
a duffel bag of joints. It's just ridiculous, really, when you think about it. But he had it. I smoked. And since that day, I've just been smoking every day. You know what I mean? Like, fuck it. I'm off the
he
wagon
said,
now.
ba-da-ba-ba.
He ain't tell you he had a crackhead rolling them joints up though. Go ahead.
So yeah, a lot of people don't want to say smoking weed is an addiction, but I'm here to say that it is. You know what I mean? It is, definitely.
So let me ask you this before we go to move around. What brought you to smoking weed initially?
I overthink and overwork. I'm always thinking about the next step, a task to do. And when I smoke, it gives me just a
Chill
out,
moment, like a
relax,
laid
man,
back.
slow down, man. So I try to smoke now in a celebratory mode where, like, at the end of the day, I'm done with all my work. I just want to relax. I hit it. You know what I mean? Or if we going out like we was, WrestleMania, I had a good week. I deserve to hit it. I don't just wake up no more breakfast and weed. No, that don't happen. You know what I mean? So I use it more. I use it more for motivation now, but at the same time, it is addicting because I went 4 months, hit it one time with him, and I'm at Nuggets.
Now you at Snoop Dogg level.
Right, I'm at Nuggets for getting the Wednesday special.
I do know some people that do that. They wake up, they like infuse everything. They like, oh yeah, I
ain't
had
that
my
bad.
waffles this morning with my cannabis infused syrup, and they just
And
like,
I wish
just
Minx
put
was
it in
here because she likes to
everything.
argue with me like, weed don't affect you. Yes, it do. Okay, it do. It is. I love it. It's delicious. It takes me to a nice, calm, relaxing place I like to be at 24/7. But
We smoke.
it is definitely scientifically proven now to be bad for you. But some people do need it. They a little offset, so I don't blame that group for indulging. But I ain't in it, and I just abuse it. And I ain't gonna lie.
I ain't gonna lie. What about you, Ryan?
Any other addictions in the table? Small,
no,
large,
I don't know.
you know.
I don't really have. I don't have like an addictive personality, so I'm not. I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm addicted to anything. Um,
I would.
but you said you would say
I would.
I was addicted to them.
You are.
Or what?
Wow.
Those little neuro gums.
No, no,
man.
No, Ron,
You
you
are
can't-
addicted to
You,
neuro
you,
gum,
you are
man.
addicted to that stuff.
Now say
I'm not,
the
though.
key thing. I can stop whenever I want to.
No, I don't. No, the neurogum is pretty good as far as it's just like
Look at him defending it.
drinking an energy drink or something like that. It's like vitamins and stuff to help. When you have ADD, certain vitamins help you get your thought process and stuff together. So I would chew a neurogum when I need to, like, right, if I'm tired and we're getting ready to do our podcast and I want to make sure that my thoughts are clear, or songwriting, like that type of stuff. But yeah, I wouldn't say I'm addicted to it. I had 3 packs that I had, and it took me about 3 months to get through the 3 packs. No.
So no
But-
addictions in your world.
No, I wouldn't necessarily say I
Ron
was
is a
addicted to
perfect
anything.
human
Man,
being.
I'm
guys.
I am actually
I'm
not.
tired of him on this
Bro, it's
podcast.
I'm not.
We
I
this
just-
whole month of mental health, Ron is. I don't got
I
nothing.
think when you're a twin, you can see like your other half making certain mistakes and just choose not to go there. And say, you know what, I don't want to do that. So I think that's how I avoided a lot of
So
stuff.
your brother's a problem, is what we.
No.
That's what I'm glad I got
Is
out
that
of
what
it.
you're saying?
So we
No.
need
I
to
got it.
have your brother here for Mental Health Month.
Okay.
No, he definitely was more adventurous
Okay.
than I was.
I see.
So-
That
He
makes
was a
sense.
shy twin.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, last week me and Coach over here talking about, yeah, we done cheated, all this shit. Get to him, he like,
Never
I
done
never,
it.
you
Never.
sons of bitches.
Never.
Hey, we all like, hey, we going through this mental stuff. He like, it's
Mental.
hard paying off these bills.
It's hard to be a great man. I'm joking.
Good balance on the show. Good balance on the show. Chuck,
All right.
you got any addictions over there?
Yes, I have a lot.
Let's talk about them, man.
The biggest one, no elephant in the room, sugar. I'm supposed to drink a lot of water. I want lemonade. I want juice.
Yeah, sugar dehydrates.
I literally apple juice, orange juice. If it's juice,
You
I
seem
need
like
it.
an apple juice ass nigga, man.
I am.
You gotta
And, you
put
know,
Hennessy with it, though.
and then on top of that, tequila. Big drinker.
Tequila's pretty good.
It was weird because when I was younger, it was all about the Hennessy's and stuff. But then it started making me sick. Switched to vodkas, that started giving me a headache. But tequila, it's like people was like, "Well, maybe your body's telling you to stop." I'm like, "No, my brain was telling me to switch to something else that it can handle."
He said, "When I drink tequila."
Because like, man, I could like.
Jam.
I remember back in the day, it was like, and I've always been able to put my mind over stuff that matters. What my granddad always told me, like, if it matters to you enough, you'll stop. Because my granddad used to smoke cigarettes faithfully. And one day I was like, hey, man, stop. He was like, all right. And I've never seen him smoke again. I was like, how you do that? He was like, anytime I pick up a cigarette, I think about you. Is that cigarette worth it? No. He said, just like your grandma told me, stop drinking. When I grab a bottle, was your wife more important than that? No. So I put it down. So for me, it's like I've stopped smoking before. I've stopped drinking before. The only thing I've never been able to quit is the stupid sugar addiction.
Sugar, yeah.
And the worst part is the sugar is what makes me fat.
Well, no,
And I know it, but I'll still be like,
well, they said the brain has, like, bringing it back to crack. No, I'm joking. No, the brain has the same type of reaction to sugar that the brain has to crack, basically. So
Yeah, it
to
does.
drugs. So it's the same type of thing.
I'm
so
on
that's
that
why.
sugar.
Yeah, that's
Booger sugar.
that's booger sugar. No.
Honestly, though, man,
But
I
that's-
think it's more deadly than crack.
Yeah, it
Like,
is. I don't know.
Yeah.
They might be neck and neck. I don't know.
Nah. I done seen a lot of crackheads from like when I was a kid. That's
And it's still alive.
Still alive and still
Still alive and
cracking.
kicking. I know some superhuman crackheads.
But yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you
a
still got it
natural
cracking.
thing of sugar. You almost kind of have to do a like a cold turkey type of thing with sugar.
because it's weird because like I always have weed on me because I go to dispensaries a lot. But I usually only smoke when I got like somebody to smoke with. I don't like really smoking by myself. And plus, I don't like smoking when I go to work because I'm a high-low driver. So it's like I be like I don't like how it messes up my. So I really only smoke on the weekends when I'm with my friends. And usually it's when I'm at the studio. And if I'm not at the studio, I just be like, all right, I got something for later, or when next time I want to smoke. But like I said, it's that stupid sugar.
That
It's
sugar.
like even today I was like, before we got here, I stopped at the little burger spot,
And got eliminated.
and the lady was like, "You want a water to flush it down?" I'm like, "Yeah, let me get a large lemonade.
Right.
Give me the water with lemons in it. Lemonade.
Right.
Give me that one with light ice."
You know,
No,
sugar.
the ice to get in the way.
Sugar is like a scientific. I don't mean to get all deep into this shit, but it's a topic to hit home because I live with autoimmune disease and sugar is my trigger. I can feel it when I don't even know it's when I'm not like if something say sugar free or zero sugar, I eat it and I'll swell up, so I know the package is lying. But I'm saying that to say, like, I've done a lot of study on sugar and things because of my health, and the government is purposely placing sugar in things that we don't even know about anymore, man, just so that it triggers our brain to want more, because it's something like, I don't want to say the word parasites, but it's pretty much that's what's in us, and it feeds off of sugar. The more you take it, it sends signals to your
think it's
brain.
called
And they
candida
found ways to
something like
sneak it
that.
in our diets without even us knowing it now. It's putting our sugars and our fruits, like when they do these what they call hydroponic farming, growing vegetables now and everything inside. They can add things that make it more sweet now. You know what I mean? So even your fruits, when you go to Walmart, like I can't get my pineapples from Walmart no more because they too sweet. You know what I mean? So it's just crazy, man.
Artificial.
It's not just you, man. This is a plan by the government to like get sugar in us because it kills us slowly.
And
I think
the
that's
more
the first
sick,
time you've talked about that on the pod.
Yeah.
the more sick
Your autoimmune disease.
the people are, then the more money they get through the medical system.
And
and all
I had
that
no
type of stuff.
idea until I became so weak to tolerate it, and just the biggest effect, white bread. I just have a little corner of a piece. I'm fucked for days, you know.
Yeah.
I heard you talk about pop. Man, what the fuck? I drink a pop, the week's done. Nigga, ain't no fucking week. You know, so it's just, I can understand now not having an immune system. It's dangerous, man. So it ain't just you. Addictions over there, coach.
Man, my addiction is my wife, man.
Oh my God, here we go.
Mine
I knew
too.
it
I
was
was
gonna be
Oh, look at her face. She rolled her
I
eyes
was
like,
trying to
what?
get around to no. So,
Mine too. That's my addiction. Is my wife.
so this for
She
me.
be like, get off me.
Growing up,
Rob be like, okay.
growing up, I was able to identify that both sides of my family, my mom's side and my dad's side, has a very high addictive spirit. So it's easy for us to get addicted to literally anything. So for the most part, I do these 21-day binges to make sure that I don't become addicted to certain things. Like pop was a big one for me when I was coming up younger. So if I find myself looking for a pop every day, that's sold it if you're not from where we at here. But if I find myself looking for one every day, I'm like, okay, let me go 21 days, got to cut it off. You know what I'm saying? Because I always want to be in control. If I find myself, I ain't never really been addicted to drinking. I never really smoked like that. You know what I'm saying? But one that did creep up on me that I didn't even realize was an addiction was when I was coming up, I was in an abusive household. And it created something because I never spoke about it. I just kind of swept it under the rug. But the abuse created for me to find a way to show myself I'm a man. And that was sleeping with women. So it became an addiction, and I didn't even realize it was an addiction, but it steered from something else. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it made me start to pay attention to the things that I've been through in my past to not let it fester. You know what I'm saying? And become something totally different. Make me somebody different. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So,
I see what you mean.
So you go 21 days without your wife?
man, no, never. I can't go one day without her. So, but what Chuck was talking about, a lot of how I got over my addiction was to give it a why. You know what I'm saying? First, you got to figure out where it came from. That's why I asked you that earlier.
Right.
But you got to figure out where it came from. How did it start? But then give why you're not doing this a purpose, a why. You know what I'm saying? And the why was because I wanted to have a long-lasting, healthy relationship.
Right.
And it was hard to do that with other women,
Right.
and being secretive and lying and the stuff that Ron don't do. It was hard to have a relationship without that. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, that was mine right there.
You know, they don't want to go down.
Let's
wife
go.
here.
Let's
I want
go.
to go down the road. You was talking about that because you
let's-
brought it up. I wasn't gonna say
Let's
it.
go. Let's go. So before he even go down this road, y'all know about this book.
Yeah.
But I put a lot of what we went through early on in my first book. That's also on Amazon.
Wait.
which is
You
called,
got another book?
The first book is called The Ugly Middle, right? And the title just means we know how we start and we know how we end. But what shapes us is what happened to us in that ugly middle. You feel what I'm saying? So get that one. It's going to talk about what we were talking about right now. Let's go.
Now you brought it up, so it made me think like you just kind of answered my question when you was talking. You was just saying the addiction because last week we were having a conversation, me, you, and shout out Dean Beans. He was involved in this too.
Right. We might have to bring him in here. I don't know what he's doing.
And then you were saying, if a beautiful woman just walked in here, you wouldn't want to do something. And I was questioning myself because I was like, no, I wouldn't. Yeah, you know what I mean? I was
Yeah.
going home like, am I crazy? But it was like, I understand what y'all was thinking because I was there before too. But, a lot of situations that happened to me, a lot of counseling, and I've grown to a level of, kind of just understanding marriage a little better. You know what I mean? And I do my wife right, and my brain has shifted to where if a beautiful woman do walk in, I'm not like jacked up like I was back in the day. But y'all was like, you a fucking lying ass nigga. I'm like, I really ain't.
I didn't say the F word. But he definitely lying. But listen, the male, it's automatic for a man to look at what is attractive. Whether it's a car, whether it's a woman, whether it's if a crackhead see crack, they're gonna look at it and like, oh my God, right? But the maturity in you is what make you not act on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
The growth and maturity in you can make me have the conversation with my wife, like, oh babe, I seen so and so, and she be like, yeah, you ain't take a picture or whatever. However your relationship is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? With your wife, it makes you grow. It makes her a part of every part of your life. So the issue that I was having early on was she was not a part of every part of my life because I had a part of my life that I didn't even realize was a part of my life. You know what I'm saying? I just felt like I was just living life. I saw my dad early on do his thing. I saw my uncles and cousins early on do their thing. I saw like every man that was in my life do their thing, and it made me feel like this ain't no addiction. This is regular. This is how life is supposed to be.
Right.
But I've always said I wanted to have a great relationship because I seen relationships around me that wasn't great. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my grandparents. They did not have a relationship that I wanted to have. They slept in separate rooms. They never did anything together, none of that, right? So I'm like, I can't want something different, but then do the same thing that they were doing. So let me sit back and really assess what am I doing wrong.
Right. And we was talking about it from a lion standpoint, and I think what y'all was saying was, well, just tell the truth. But in my head, it was like, well, even if I tell the truth, that's wrong. If I say, hey, this little freak hoe, she want to link up, whoop, I'm letting you know, is that still wrong? Even though I come to her and be like, hey, I'm being honest with you.
But that's steered to the first part of this conversation that we had when we first opened up, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Cheating is not sleeping with somebody else.
Yeah.
Cheating is not, the thought of wanting to be with somebody else. Cheating is the lying part of it. That's why you can have relationships that are polygamous.
Right.
Because if you think about it, even if you're not polygamous, you should still practice what they practice as far as telling the truth.
Yeah.
You said you can have these relationships polygamous from a religious standpoint. Can you? Because in my brain, I kind of been rewired. And now I'm not Muslim, but I study Islam a lot. And there is a certain level of men who deserve multiple women. And it says that, like a man who has achieved a lot, took care of his family, all his duties are done. He rich. He's basically a rich nigga.
Right.
That's what it pretty much say. And
So
I
you're
know
saying
I'm
like
not
Neo.
there, and I don't deserve that life yet.
So you're saying
Right,
like
but
Neo, basically.
Just because you feel like you don't deserve it yet, doesn't mean that's not what you're steered going to.
Right.
So you may not be, you are, but you may not have been a photographer before you were a photographer.
Right.
But you knew you wanted to be that. So you started to call yourself that. You know what I'm saying? Until it became, relevant.
I
It became
think
true.
like basically what Coach was saying is that say if that is your desire to be like in a relationship with and have like multiple wives, whatever like that, your wife that you have got to be okay with that. And that has to be a conversation that y'all have. And if she's not okay with that and you still going through with it, that's when it comes to that's just cheating because it's lying. It's being
Yeah, I mean,
deceptive.
like you got
that
couples
type
who
of
are
thing.
swingers.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then what I'm saying was when Dean was in here the other day, he was like, so you mean to tell me if your wife came home with a bad bitch, you wouldn't do it? I'm like, no, the relationship we have, I look
No, I
at her
threw
like,
that
what
out
the
there.
fuck you want?
I said
You
that.
know what I mean? That's not our relationship.
Right.
And
He was like,
But
you
there
sure?
are men. There are plenty men
yeah,
who
or
are okay
if
with
I was
that.
still in my
Many men.
side piece ways, if that was a
Many,
side
many,
piece, I'd be like,
many
hell
men.
yeah. But it's a level of respect that I've been just reprogrammed through Islam that the wife has. You know what I mean? And I just wouldn't even. And if she brought it to me, I'd be like, you wildin'. Yeah.
Right.
We raising a daughter.
But-
What are you doing here?
But would you have a problem with her bringing it to you at least so that she can hear the no?
Would I have a problem with her bringing it to me?
Yeah, just
yeah.
you have so you are basically creating a environment
Where
that's making her have to cheat.
yeah. So if she brought it to
Or maybe
my,
I'm not understanding the
yeah,
question.
she
You
brought.
saying-
Would you rather her bring it to your attention so you can tell her
Oh
no?
yeah, definitely.
But
Definitely.
would
I
it
would
cause
ra-
a problem in the relationship because she brought it to you?
Yeah, because that's not who I've grown to know over this entire
Right, so
span
and
of who I
that's-
know.
and-
And
and
now
that-
you're a new character.
So
Yeah,
if
no.
you
the
give
game.
so if you telling her that, look, I want you to be open with me, and she be open with you,
Right.
And then you get mad
but
about
then you
it.
get mad, and it causes a problem now.
Now you're creating an
Now
environment.
you're creating that environment.
But no, she created the environment.
No.
No, switched up.
She was being honest.
It's just like my
She was
daughter.
She was being
My
honest.
daughter come in and be like, I just murdered people today. Why you told me shit changes now? I'm not just gonna say what you just said. Don't have no merit.
But at the end of the day, you are not the same man that you were 5 years ago.
Right.
People can change their minds over time.
That's a big change to me. Especially if you, like, I could see if she was like that type of person, and I thought the whole time maybe I could break her one day, you know. But knowing that she's not, to me, that would be too big of a change. You know what I mean?
Well, what if she brought it to you like, hey, I was thinking, would you ever be comfortable with? And then you just say no, then you can't look at her like at least she brought it up
I
to you
don't
to
know.
talk
I'm just
about
kind
it.
of my name is Abe. I have to be honest. I'm gonna look at you every night like, you little hoe. What the fuck is you in your head thinking? We down near 40. I'm just trying to live out life. You wanting to get gangbang. What the hell? You know, so it's just a big jump. You know, I can see, like Coach say, you build up to that.
Right.
That's just too big, yo. You just wake up one day.
And generally, you didn't just wake up. You've been feeling like this.
right. But I
You
could
just-
sense that. I think we all could.
Yeah, but you just got up the nerve to
That
be able to
finally
say it
talk
now.
about, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And what's sad to say is I think this completely just ran all the way off topic. To come back to your first question, why is it a lot of times men don't say something and women do? Sometimes men, we don't feel comfortable in telling our partner certain things because we don't know
How they're gonna
how
react
it's
to
going
it.
to react to,
Yeah.
to how the relationship.
So you feel like it's better than not say
Because
nothing.
I could say something small and minute, and she might blow up about it to where it's like, I ain't about to tell you something big because you already blew up off the little stuff.
We like peace over solution sometimes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So
And
if it's
we're problem
peaceful, we
solvers.
quiet. Yeah. So, but we like peace over solution. We don't even want to have to solve the problem because it's peaceful right now.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna say nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Which is not the right way,
And I be.
and it makes you blow up over a small thing. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right, right.
Because you don't have that opportunity to stop it before it snowballs into a big snowball that you can't stop now.
Right. I see what you mean.
I even used to look at the way my daughters played versus the way my little cousin played. They had house. They had just all these just their toy aisle is like 3 hours long. Boys, it's action figures and cars.
That's a fact.
That is a fact.
Like it's the most simplest in the world.
Right.
My granddaughter said she wanted a baby doll. She ain't really give me the specific.
Hey,
I go to the store and it's
got
like, I'm like, I don't. Look,
Yes,
Right.
hey, they got the ones that sleep. You got to feed it. And it's like, if my turtle ever had to drop it? I'm like, I don't want this thing. It's doing too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to lift the arms and kick the legs. That was it.
Right. Well, we done dived in this emotional shit a little too much. That was therapeutic, though, man.
Yeah, it was.
Definitely. Let's get some pro wrestling. Ryan, who wants to
Who
start?
want to start us off?
I'll let Chuck start.
Go ahead, Chuck.
All right, so the other day I was sitting there and I was looking at video. I was actually looking at the video games of they were talking about the set designs for WrestleMania. And then I started thinking like they used to have set designs that all the pay-per-views had these large, tremendous, over the top, designs. And I was like, I understand they got away from that to go for the whole more people in the building. But I was like, I feel like as a fan, I'm paying more money, but I'm getting less of a product. Because even the Titantron, I remember the Stone Cold did the whole, and you see his highlight matches on the screen. Now it's just the logo.
Yeah, you're right.
And I'm
They used
like,
to have highlight reels and stuff, yeah,
but I'm like, why am I paying more money as a consumer
for less production.
for less of a production? Even though I will say like we be talking about the camera work is a lot better now, but of course
yeah.
that's because people have gotten better with
Technology.
yeah. So it's like the filming may be better, but the overall product, I'm like, I feel like we're getting less.
Yeah.
Or is it just me? And that's why I wanted to bring you guys is it better now or is it better then? It's like
Because of the pay. When you trying to say they're paying less and we're paying more, and how do you feel about that?
pretty much.
Yeah.
I wonder if it
But
has
I
something
just
to
wanted
do
to
with.
tell y'all how I came up with the
Gotcha.
thought.
I wonder if it's something to do with like wrestler salary. It's like we'll put less money into production and more to paying the wrestlers, or something like that.
Because even like remember Randy Orton and the Great Khali, they had that giant bamboo.
Punjabi. Yeah, that thing was crazy. Cage.
Yeah, I was like, you don't see that no more.
Also, you think about like Halloween Havoc, how they used to go all the way out for Halloween Havoc and
Bro,
WCW.
like I said, the only thing
and-
they go all out for now is WrestleMania, and even then, it's not really that much of a change. I was
about to say, they just make the ramp longer.
Yeah, Bash at the Beach used to actually have sand out there and all type of stuff. So yeah,
So
I wonder why that
like,
is.
it was a spectacle to go to an event. Now it's just, we're here.
So on the production side, right? I've heard this before. Maybe you can attest to this, where they say less is actually more now because you can do more in the production. So if you're there, you already get less anyway. You can't hear the commentators. You can't. It's a lot of stuff you miss when you're in the building as opposed to when you're watching it on television, right?
Right.
But I think that the shows are specifically for television now and not for the consumer that's there, which is why they do less is more, because they can do more for, after the effect.
That makes sense because there are less pay-per-views now.
No, but that motto, you're right, though. That motto is right. And I think the only difference is it's especially right for WWE because now they're an IPO. So, I'm big in the stocks. So when you become an IPO, it's so many more people. It's not just like there's one owner. Now it's a group, multiple meetings, so many different opinions, and you can alter your stock market and make yourself more money by saving yourself money. So if you can, they call it these projected earning reports. When you present those, and if WWE can show we made cuts, they can affect their stock. Everybody in those stocks can have the inside information. Stock will go crazy one day, and that's how they make money. So that's kind of why they make so many cuts.
Remember they went away from Pyro
And
for a while.
AEW does the
Yeah, they
same
did.
thing. They have to show on a budget spread that they are making cuts, even though they're not broke and they don't need to save
And
money.
that's why they-
in the stock world, to have that proof that you can save money can make your stock.
So
worth
that's
more.
why they did those roster cuts
random
too.
cuts every year. It's a
Roster
stock
cuts is the
strategy.
same thing.
Yeah,
I
that's
feel
all
like
it is.
when they make the roster cut, they almost tell you, like, look, I'm finna fire you, but I'll bring you back in about 3-4
and
months. So
yeah,
go
that's
do something.
exactly what they
Like-
do.
like Braun
This time,
Strowman.
I should be
Exactly
back.
They
right.
told
Braun
Braun
Strowman-
Strowman, like, yeah, you making too much right now. We got to cut you, and
Like
we'll bring you
I don't
back
know
on a
if
new
you've seen, but they
contract.
brought
Right.
Braun Strowman back, but it's they renegotiated his contract because they said he was making too much
Yeah.
as a performer. But I'm like, right before WrestleMania, he was showing you that I'm worth the money, even if I am on a hobbled leg.
Yeah.
Right.
But now they're like, all right, we're going to negotiate to where you're kind of like a catering, but it's just so you can film this show that we've already pushed for you.
But I think that's a big of a difference too to AEW. They owned by one person who richer than a motherfucker. He don't give a fuck. They could fail for 10 years. He won't give a shit. But you can see it in a product right now. When a wrestler's free, they overpay him. Fuck it. Here's $4 million. WWE was gonna give you one. Here's $4 million. With their production, TNT, they may be losing money at arenas. They don't give a fuck. They still gonna book them every week. You know what I mean?
When we were at Collision,
Yeah.
it did not look the way it looked on TV.
No, it
on
definitely did
TV,
not.
you would have thought it was packed, sold out completely. It was probably like a lot of people in this level, a little bit of people here. The way that they made it look and they dimmed it
camera
down,
angles, yeah,
and the
perfect.
camera angles, it looked like
Beautiful.
the entire place was packed. Now it was loud.
Yeah.
It was a really good show, but it was not as much as it made it look
Exactly.
on TV.
WWE do the same thing though.
Yeah,
you know when we went, they have like a whole section blocked
Blacked
off.
off.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm
they
saying?
do.
So you can't even see it on TV.
Yeah, they talking
Yeah.
about, oh, we broke the record. We
Every-
sitting in the
every
arena.
show.
It was 10 sections cut off. How did you break a record?
I will-
and have the arena closed
I
off.
will say, at first I was confused on why they did that, but I don't know if you remember when Cody came out, all the pyro that was
Of
going
course,
off.
I remember when Cody came.
No, I'm saying, but all the pyro that was going off was from that section that was blacked out.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember the fireworks. They were shooting them from that area. So I'm guessing, and that's just guesses, they block certain areas out for when they do shoot off the pyros in stadiums. When it goes off, it's not a liability for this
Yeah.
person might have got hit by a firework.
Also, I did notice too. Like I remember back in the Vince McMahon days, I went to a SmackDown one time, and I was so far up you couldn't really see anything. So they stopped selling some of those tickets because they got so many complaints about people not being able to see because things are in the way, and they start blocking off sections that are like poor visibility areas. So I guess that makes sense too.
I could tell y'all this: if that section was to sell out, you get no pyro.
Yeah.
That's how it is. I'm getting this money. Don't worry about the pyro. We'll just add it in later on TV. Don't worry about that part.
Add a little sparklers at the bottom,
something gonna be there. So,
somebody run
yeah.
out like Gilbert with the
And then
hand
even like
sparkler.
you never see like back in the day you would see them rent a whole fucking milk truck. Fill it with 32 gallons of milk for a shot. You don't get that type of shit no more, man.
Yeah.
They too afraid to waste money. So I think you 1,000% spot on. Like they cutting back, and we are definitely getting a lesser product than what we used to get, man. When they didn't give a damn. Now,
Like,
was they making money like they are now? No. But
Like
it was more entertaining.
understand, Austin was destroying 2 or 3 cars a
A
month.
month.
Do you remember the
Braun
grocery
Strowman
store?
broke
Throwing
one truck
concrete in a
in 6
Corvette.
months.
Concrete in a Corvette. I know y'all remember
The
that.
grocery store. They tore up that
grocery
entire
store.
grocery
Yeah.
store.
Booker T, shout out Stone Cold, man. They not wasting money like that no more.
Yeah.
Nah, they'll do a stage scene now.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Let's pretend like we're in the grocery store behind the green screen.
Exactly.
A lot of people, a lot of times we look at people just because they
probably
got so
reused that
much
same
money.
car from Jade and Otis. They probably was like, all right, bring that same car that Otis broke in. Jade, just lay right here. We gonna get you off TV. Same exact car.
We look at people nowadays when they got money and we think, oh, they rich. But even WWE is going through the same financial struggles that we all are. It's just not on the same level. Whereas if we make a mistake, some lights might get cut off. A couple cell
Yeah.
phones in the house may not work the next month. But they are in the same position, man. Everybody in the world is struggling. So WWE cutbacks, I mean, it's just, we was there,
Part of
SummerSlam. That
business.
wasn't no sellout. They not cracking it like they used to, man.
Yeah.
You look back on them Attitude Era, man, what the fuck? Them crowds was nuts, man.
Yeah.
Well, also
wasn't no
because
seat
it's-
down there.
Wasn't
They had to
no
move them
seats,
seats.
man.
Everybody standing up.
Everything's
Right.
so expensive.
So expensive.
You
Tickets.
can't. We can't buy them. So
Motherfuckers gonna send me a meet Jey Uso for 600. Bitch, please.
even when we went to the Hell in a Cell match, the angle where they shoot the camera. Remember they told people on the left side, if you want to go to the right, you can move closer. And they literally damn near cleared out one whole side to put everybody on the other side. But if you notice the way where the people always face the camera, that whole side, they had that giant arm and stuff moving. And they had everybody on the left side move to the right just so
The
when
shot looks
the
better.
shot
Yeah.
it's full.
Don't get
And
me
I'm
wrong.
like, man.
That's an amazing skill set. We do that at church sometime. If it's not packed and everybody just kind of sitting sporadically, we like, nah, everybody move, get to the middle.
You know the worst part
Bring
is
it in.
we used to try to do it at clubs when we used to put on shows, and people was just so stubborn. And we'd be like, "Hey, just everybody move up front, just move up front."
Yeah.
And they would never move up front. But we was like, "Bro, if we can get
We
this
need
shot.
some people to
Right.
come up to
Because
the
we
stage.
recording this.
What-
If y'all
what?
just get up front, it's gonna look packed out.
Now here's the difference. Back then, we didn't want to give them the reason why we were saying move up front.
yeah.
Right now, hey, we finna do this shot real quick. We need everybody to move up.
Right,
front.
exactly,
They gonna move up because
Yeah.
now you done told them why. So
Right. Yeah. So, bottom line is, you're 100% right, man. They are cutting costs and it's showing in production. Ryan T.
But the money for the tickets is going up though.
way up.
Go ahead, Ryan.
$6,000 for front seat for Money in the Bank. I'm like,
ridiculous,
nah,
man.
I'll be in the couch.
What you want to talk about,
and that
Ryan?
front seat.
I know sometimes in wrestling we see things happen and it makes the fans upset. And something that happened recently that I saw on AEW is where they introduced a new signee, and they've seen she's been on there before, Mina Shirakawa, and she's had a certain kind of popish type of sound on her music, and she'll come out dancing and stuff. So her first match officially signed to AEW, she came out with new music, and nobody liked it. It was all on Twitter. People like, what is this? Bring back her old music. Tony Khan saw it, responded back on Twitter, don't worry, I already changed it back. So when she won the match, it was her old music. So I'm like, a lot of this type of stuff now, there was a lot of stubbornness when it comes to changing stuff, when the owner's like, no, this is the decision. Have you noticed anything in any wrestling company that they had an immediate response and either pivoted or changed something, either the night of or the very next night they fixed it? So I'll start with Abe. Do you ever seen?
In AEW, I see it all the time.
Yeah.
Because they are in touch with the damn culture. They don't got their egos up their ass, and they listen. Whereas Triple H, he WrestleMania weekend calling us fucking idiots. Fuck the IWC. Bitch, fuck you. How about that, nigga? So, that WWE, they the opposite. They don't listen. And like even the Daniel Bryan situation in WrestleMania in New Orleans, when everybody wanted Daniel Bryan, it took them weeks to change their mind. It took so much convincing where if you just would have pivoted right then and there, even before the Rumble, when Batista won, that, you could have had a much longer, better run. I mean, it was solid, but at the same time, like I say, WWE, they think they just too big for their own shit.
Too smart.
We
The
been
smart people
doing
in the
this.
room.
We don't need nobody's opinion. Nah, y'all do.
I think that I agree with you in that a little bit, but I think the bigger you are, the louder you would have to talk for us to hear it.
That's
You know what I'm saying? Which means like AEW, you can probably get maybe 200-300 people to say something, and he'd be like, "Oh, bet, let me change it back." WWE been around for so long, we probably need a few thousand people to say something before they like, let's make this change. Just like the whole when it was supposed to be The Rock
Versus
going
Roman.
against Roman.
Yeah.
It took not very long,
like
but
a week.
still, it was about a week,
Right.
but still, it was a few thousand people that said, "Nah, we don't want to see this. We want to see."
But do you think there's finally
they're
like
doing
a
it
culture
recently.
change when it comes to professional wrestling, that they start to listen to the fans more?
Well, I say yeah because a lot of the older people not there no more too.
Yeah.
Right. So of course we still got Triple H, and he probably still got the old style mentality, but probably everybody up under him is a little newer, with the exception. What's my man name?
Road Dogg.
Yeah, but I don't think he got that much say so though. Not in WWE. Not in what's the other dude? He like I can't think his name. It'll come to me in a minute, but for the most part, I think everybody else is kind of younger coming in.
Yeah.
So they in tune with social media. They
Okay.
in tune with listening and seeing what people saying and hashtags and all that other stuff. So
Right.
yeah.
Right.
I would say they did it recently with John Cena, where Rock was talking about it. It was like the initial plan was to turn Cody heel,
Yeah.
but there was so much backlash of that where they was like, "Oh, we can't do it." Hey, Rock, come in and we're gonna have John go heel. And I was like, who didn't want to see heel Cody? Like that's what I was like. I could have swore that's what we've been. Well, maybe from the groups we're in the IWC, we were like, hey, let's see heel Cody. But they was like, yeah, no, he's too much corporate. It's right now he's taking over for all the stuff that John used to do. We can't turn this man heel. With John, you're just not coming back. This is a perfect opportunity to turn you heel. And John's like, sure, let's see what that looks like.
Well, I will say they're doing a pretty good job with this John Cena heel thing, though.
Yeah.
I'm kind of enjoying it.
I'm
I
starting.
knew
I
both of
believe
y'all
it.
was going Oh, WWE, they do listen. Let me tell you when they don't listen. You talking about
Lee.
it take thousands of people. It
Keith
was
Lee.
thousands of people
Keith Lee
who
did
wanted
this.
Hulk Hogan banned. And you know what they did?
Brought him
Netflix
back.
special. Here he's back. And now it's more. It's hundreds of thousands of people who want him banned. What do? Creed Brothers in a Real American Beer commercial last week on
Really?
SmackDown.
I didn't see
Oh, I
that.
seen that too.
So it's like, come on, what are we doing here, man? Are you
That's your
listening
guy,
or
man.
are you not listening?
They're not listening.
They don't listen. They don't listen at all.
I mean,
They
That's
don't
what I
give
was
a
just
fuck.
saying.
You got all.
That's what I was just saying because I was like, maybe it's our group, but I was like, we've all been chanting for Hill Cody. They was like, no, because it doesn't make sense because the kids.
No, but I agree with them. No heel Cody yet.
Yeah.
Y'all don't
No, you gotta
deserve
wait.
So this the
You gotta
thing.
Y'all
wait
don't
for it.
deserve that yet.
Damn it, I want it. It's not about what I
Y'all don't
deserve. It's about what I
deserve
want.
So that's the thing. It also has to make sense for them to listen.
Yeah.
Right. So to you, it might make sense for Hulk Hogan to not have that.
They called
whole-
us niggas.
He did.
We
But
call
niggas
us
ain't
niggas.
running the company.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? So if I say something, let me just put it out there. If I say something that people don't agree with, and they start saying, "Hey, you should get rid of Coach because he said."
They're gonna be like, man, would y'all go sit down? So we ain't get rid of
right.
Coach.
You're gonna be like, you gonna do the same thing you did
Yeah.
when you told Triple H.
All right, now time out. Are they they're paying for the show?
I was about to say, now if it's Fox, hey
mean-
man, look, I'm gonna slide you some money once we get on.
Right, but you're not talking about. It wasn't Fox that said don't.
Yeah.
do
Oh,
it.
no,
It's
Vince
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 fans?
fans.
Oh yeah.
it's
Fuck
us that's
Yeah,
saying
fuck outta
don't put
here,
Hulk
man.
on there because he said what he said.
Yeah, you right.
We not paying. We just said y'all
Right,
y'all
right,
too
right.
high.
Yeah.
Too expensive. We not doing.
Hey,
it.
we try to
right,
get free
right.
shit as it is. What you You got free tickets? We be there. We'll talk about it.
All right, we'll talk about it, and we don't want them no more.
Yeah, definitely. But they do need to listen more, man. Like AEW, they got this thing, and that's how we got free tickets. We sent them.
See? Free shit. Free.
Yeah.
Right.
We just told them.
That's why they loyal to him right now.
We told
Free
them we was
shit.
a podcast. Next
Hey.
thing you know, we got care packages, all type of shit,
I think
tickets.
I think I said it last week. If Coca-Cola is paying me, it tastes better than Pepsi.
I'm
If
telling you, it's delicious right
Pepsi's
now, I'm
paying
telling
me,
you.
it's the best.
You know,
Best
me and Ryan
color.
had
Oh,
a
you
damn
will
good
lie.
time.
That's what he said. You realize. Okay, now we getting somewhere.
Hey.
For some money, no, I'm joking.
Right.
But yeah, I hope they do. I hope they do listen more, especially with there's been a big thing, especially with Karrion Kross. People really want him to get a push, and he should. I hope they listen. I hope it does change. But I did think that was pretty funny that the beginning of the match to the end of the match, Tony Khan made the change and gave her old music back, and that's now.
Nah,
They definitely didn't listen to me when I was talking about Braun Breaker because he had that generic.
Or all the bitches you got fired.
Yeah.
Who we talking about? Gigi. He loved Gigi. They fired her. Isla Dawn. Isla Dawn. They fired her. You need
Nah,
to
we'll
just stop
Corey-
saying who
right.
you like.
Don't say no,
Corey
nobody
Jackson.
name.
Don't say
I
nobody.
love Charlotte Flair.
Oh, this nigga,
Whoa,
this
whoa,
man.
whoa. Coach about to come for you.
Hell. All right, stop.
Hold them back.
man.
Hold them back.
I will say I want them to listen when I keep saying I watched a couple weeks ago when Michin started doing that little twerk thing in the middle of the ring. I said, "What is
yeah,
she
she
doing?
needs
Why
to
is she
stop
doing
that.
that?"
She did
Why
it. What you talking about? She did it the other day.
It's
what I'm saying,
the long back
She called it
attack.
The long back attack.
Yeah, cut that out. Please stop doing that.
Yeah, she wilding with that.
If Keith Lee like it, then
You're
hey,
setting women
no,
back
Hey,
at
just
least
like-
10 years off of that.
Just
one.
like I said before, man. I was like, I actually thought Julia and Roxanne made a nice little team. Julia's on SmackDown. Roxanne is on Raw NXT. I don't know what's going on, but I got my Roxanne shirt on. I love you, Roxanne.
Shout out Roxanne Perez.
Speaking
man.
of merch, though,
Oh,
this is the
yeah,
Ryan
that's what I was
T, the
waiting.
icon.
We got merch.
We got merch.
Are you saying that we have merch?
We have merch.
That's what I heard.
Cop this Ryan T. the Icon T-shirt exclusively of the Holy Podcast. Cop Coach's book. Indulging in Pandora's box.
Coach shirt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's over there.
Talk about it.
Coach got a shirt. Yeah. And support my Lions, man. Check out my content, man. We just
yeah.
had a hell of a preseason schedule release. Check out my ideas and looking forward to in the future, the Holy Shit Podcast is going to be doing big things with Superior Championship Wrestling. You guys probably seen us a couple of weeks ago at their pay-per-view, No Forgiveness in Royal Oak. We're going to be at another one in August called Rumble at the Skate Park, and we have a major hand in this one, so make sure y'all check it out. Holy Shit Podcast, Superior Championship Wrestling, collabing like you've never seen a podcast in a wrestling league do before. So Follow them on everything, all platforms.
Yep.
It's going to be exciting times here in the indie scene soon. Yes. Anything else before we get out of here, Fred?
No, it's a good show. Good show.
Good show, man.
Most definitely.
We got to hit more topics like this more often. In a minute, we ain't even going to be a wrestling show. It's going to be fucking The View, and we're going to be talking about politics, all type of... That's how they get you.
He said we might need to move to the
lure
couch.
you in.
I'm not doing politics. Tell you
Yeah, I'm
that.
telling you.
He
I
said
don't
we
do
got to
religion,
move to that
finances,
couch.
and politics.
Yeah.
We got to move to the couch.
This how
not
they
the round
get you.
table.
You start getting these little checks, and they like, why don't y'all talk about this? Next thing you know, you're working for
The
them.
light's gonna be gone. It's gonna be candles on the table.
Right.
It's gonna be
We losing it. Losing our touch here, man.
He said we gonna be going.
Well, before we completely
Hey, no,
sell
we're
out,
gonna be like we're gonna be deeper. Today on the news, we got this for you.
enjoy it before we completely sell out. Because
We can't be bought.
we will be bought. You see it happening already. We already in a new shit's changing. Just go with the flow. It is what it
that's
is.
CW. Here we come.
Here we come. Till then, though, next time it's your boy ABE from DET.
It's your boy Ryan T. the Icon.
Roxanne Perez's husband, Chuck Jordan. I'm joking.
Nah, what are
I love you,
talking-
Roxanne.
She is with someone, man.
I don't give. I'll fight him.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'll fight him for her.
Nah, you don't want to fight.
And I am your coach, man.
just
Coach
joking.
DTM. King Coach to y'all, man. Talk about it. You know what it is.
We'll see y'all around till next time. You've been tuning into the Holy Shit Podcast. Peace.
Deuces.